Thanks for stopping by. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your September 2020 reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising. It won't resonate with everyone, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Aquarius, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'd love it if you would. You can hit the subscribe button below. And if this video resonates, please hit the thumbs up button. So Aquarius, I always have the most strange meditations for you. I don't know why. But I started to feel, so I know that last month for you, Aquarius, you were standing up in some way, taking your coin, walking away, and feeling quite good about that. This meditation, Aquarius, I felt some self-doubt presenting itself. And when I tapped into that energy a little bit more, I got a twitching in my face, which is one of the ways that Spirit lets me know that I'm that the message is coming through correctly and clearly. So there was some self-doubt coming through, maybe a little bit of hesitation around some decisions that were made last month. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Aquarius. Angels, spirits, guides, messages for Aquarius for September 2020. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we have a very interesting reading. First card up, Aquarius, is the High Priestess. So this is Major Arcana. 2 cards in on the Fool's Journey, right? So the High Priestess speaks to this when the soul and spirit incarnates into physical form. We have a conscious and an unconscious. We come into this. We come from spirit. And we develop a conscious and an unconscious. And the High Priestess speaks to the feminine, internal, unconscious, subconscious part of us before we fully come into our human form. So this speaks to a remembrance, an ability to be able to tap into our soul nature, our spirit nature, the Akashic records, right? You are so in touch with spirit. The channel is so open with spirit that perhaps you're even able to remember past lives, or you engage in ceremony and ritual that allows you to tap into past lives. So the High Priestess speaks to our those deeper subconscious realms that we have access to at any time. But once we start to inhabit our 3D human form and live in this life and go about our days, we often forget that this is where we come from. And this is this is available to us anytime, as long as we just remember to engage with spirit, to keep our channel open, and to ask for guidance. Right, when you start to feel some of what I was feeling in the meditation, a little bit of self-doubt, tapping back in to your higher knowing, your soul. Your soul knowing. Okay, this is ancestral, right? When we're talking about Akashic record, we're talking about all of our lifetimes, right? Okay. Followed by the Four of Wands. Some readers read this as the card of marriage. I see this more as a balance card, first of all, right? It's a 4. 4s are about movement, in some ways about reevaluating a situation, although in the four, this is in a Four of Wands, this is more about, it's celebratory in nature. This is about a gathering, a coming together, something to celebrate, most often a union. Given that you have the High Priestess on the table, perhaps this speaks to a union of spirit, body, mind, spirit, of your spiritual self, your soul entity, and that merging and union with your human form. Or it can just be something that, as September opens, there's something in your world and in your life to celebrate. Followed by the Three of Swords. Okay. So this can also speak to my meditation, this kind of self-doubt, and some heartbreak that may be also coming up around something that you have to deal with, something that you've had to deal with, something that is still with you. This is an interesting bit of energy. It's like, on the one hand, there's this merging of in maybe disintegration on some level of ego, but not quite, right? With the Three of Swords here, we've got a betrayal of some sort, and yet with High Priestess and Four of Wands, we have this sort of beautiful, I'm reading this for this particular spread as this union of starseed, of spirit, of coming into this 3D reality with the remembrance of your soul purpose, of ceremony, that of a real relationship with spirit, with a real relationship in union with your spirit guides. And yet there is some real heartbreak here. And that is followed by the Two of Pentacles, which speaks to needing to make a decision, juggling two alternatives, maybe feeling, followed by the Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold, which is what I was going to say. Because if you look closely, see the back of these figures, right? They're walking away from this person who's in flux, who's still trying to make a decision about something. And I think you're trying to make a decision on something from a place of brokenheartedness, Aquarius, a place of feeling a sadness and there's some decision that is either you're either needing to make a decision from a place of brokenheartedness, or your decision options are kind of, neither one feels so great. And no matter what decision you make, either you will feel left out in the cold, or someone else will feel left out in the cold, right? And that is never a good choice of options, right? It almost doesn't feel like options when either choice leaves yourself or somebody else feeling out in the cold. Okay, so you end on the Fool. Okay, Aquarius. So all right, so the Fool, major arcana. This is the energy of Uranus. Anything is possible, right? We begin the journey. We begin as starseeds, as energy, right? We enter and incarnate into this physical body, so we can have a physical experience, right? So the two in the major arcana, the High Priestess is coming from the Fool energy and branching off from the magician and the High Priestess, the conscious part of this journey and the subconscious, unconscious part of this journey. So you start here, right? You start knowing, being able to tap in with spirit into the Akashic records, all the lifetimes you've lived before, the more spiritual, non-ego based reason for coming into this incarnation. And through the journey, you have had to undergo right? So there was a merging of your, I think there's been a merging of your conscious and unconscious, right? So that was the initial celebratory energy, but then September finds you in the human experience, right? Make no mistake that the human experience is one of heartbreak, almost always. But remember, Aquarius, it's why our spirit and soul wants to inhabit human form, because we want to be able to experience all emotions. We want to know and touch, feel, smell, see, right? We want all of our senses engaged. And when all of our senses are engaged, not just the good senses come through, not just the good positive experiences find us, but the much more difficult experiences find us, right? Which is for you here in September. Or maybe you're coming out of this feeling really heart-wrenched about something, heartbroken about something that you've needed to make a decision about, or you have finally made a decision about, and that decision has you or others or someone else feeling left out in the cold, or you anticipate that when you make a decision, you're kind of choosing between two evils here almost, is kind of what this represents, is that someone will feel left out in the cold. But no, Aquarius, so Spirit wants you to know that in doing so, you have accepted your journey, your fool's journey, right? You came here with the sole purpose of engaging in this 3D reality and having a human experience. You are having or have had a very human experience that has ripped your heart apart. It's part of being human. And it is forcing you, or has forced you, to make decisions that felt like you can't win for losing, right? That no matter which way you went, and no matter which choice you made, someone was going to feel left out in the cold, and probably you as well as others. Okay? But Spirit is also saying to you, Aquarius, you have accepted the human journey. You have lived the human journey. Okay? And no matter how painful, you've done what needed to be done. And Spirit is with you. And Spirit is offering you now, because you have in some way completed this particular fool's journey that you were on, that has, for your growth and for your understanding and for your lesson learned, had to take you through this heart-wrenching experience. Spirit, yes, Spirit is saying to you, this had to happen. There was no other way you were going to learn this lesson. No other way. You had to go through this heartbreak. You had to make a decision that left everyone, or some people, or you, or others, or somebody feeling left out in the cold. But that was your lesson. And you learned it. You did it. Aquarius, you did it. I know your heart hurts. But Spirit wants you to know that I'm feeling this more towards the end of September. Lesson learned. A new fool's journey will present itself to you, is going to present itself to you. I hope you choose to accept, although we really never get the opportunity to say no, but it's always nice to just, with an open heart. And the Fool really speaks to everything is possible, right? So maybe this isn't a brand new journey. Maybe it's a brand new journey around this particular heart-wrenching, heartbreaking situation. Yeah, that's what I feel. Because when we get the Fool, we're at 0, which means absolutely everything and anything is possible. Okay? It's all possible. So while my meditation spoke to some self-doubt, I think you're tapping into this heartbreaking reality. that you had to make a really tough decision, or you are going to have to make a really tough decision. But Spirit wants you to know, do it. Do it, because it's a lesson for you. It's a lesson for them, if there is a them here. And anything is possible. You don't know what can spring from this beautiful opportunity. Because know, Aquarius, that the Fool is always a new opportunity. It's always an opportunity for something you didn't see, you didn't expect, you didn't count on. Any and all things are possible at zero, at ground zero, right? Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Aquarius. Just know that this is an incredibly spiritual reading. You are tapped into Spirit. Spirit is with you. You are on your Fool's journey on no uncertain terms. You've been on it, and you are going to continue to be on it. And by accepting this incarnation, you have accepted not only the good, not only the pleasant, but the heart-wrenching, those heart-wrenching things and decisions of being alive and human. The work of ego, right? Ego gets involved in there. But you are fully embraced. Spirit is with you. You never know. You just never know what's coming next. Okay. Have a great September, Aquarius, and I'll see you back here in October.